Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, and I mean it's live streaming night. And tonight is Elite. We're gonna go and do some exploration. If you ask me where I wanted to go like 5 minutes ago, then I would say Colonia, because that's what I put in the title and in the thumbnail. But as many of you will know, I have an attention span like a golden retriever, and I found something shiny and pretty. We might take a small detour. We'll talk more about that later. Yeah, okay, someone mentioned why there's no... exactly, ooh, squirrel. It's like, ooh, pretty nebula. It's not really the right direction, but let's go there. Someone asked why there's no dual stream. Twitch has changed its terms of service, meaning that you are no longer allowed to dual stream to Twitch. In the past, you have not been allowed to do so if you were partnered or affiliated with them, which is why I never were. Mic position. Oh, sorry, I'll get the mic. There. Is that better? No, that's why I was never affiliated with Twitch. They've now extended that exclusivity deal to also cover non-affiliated people on Twitch. And that means that even though that I am not taking any money from Twitch, they try that again. They feel like they should be able to say, no, you can only stream on our platform, or if you want to stream on Twitch. And then I was like, okay, well then I won't stream on Twitch. So they changed their terms of service, basically forcing my hand to choose between Twitch and YouTube, and then it will always be YouTube. What microphone do I use? It is a Rode NTG4. Rode NTG4 shotgun mic. There it is. Look at that pretty mic. I could actually, I could do something even better. I set up like, so I have like keyboard controls for my camera now. So now I actually have controls for it. There it is. Which makes it a lot easier to move stuff around. It's a very nice microphone. I think it was one of the very first things that I, like, proper, like, what I would consider studio grade. Oh, you can't see me right now. One of the first things I brought that was, like, studio grade. And it's just served me so well since that there's been no need to upgrade it. XLR connected, yeah, so it's connected. It's connected to XLR, and it then goes over there where I have my my mixer board. So over here I can set and control like my volume. So I can go low, I can go higher. I have game volume here. I have all the other like sound from the stream is controlled here. This one is like notification sounds. So if you want to go like, that's not the right one. Then I need to have a cheat sheet to remember where the sounds are. I have a soundboard, I don't use it that often, but that's controlled with that one. And I have other sliders. This one is if I want to connect my phone. If I want to sit and listen to music, for instance, from my phone or something like that, then I can connect that there. And this one does nothing right now. It's not connected to anything. So I can sit and control all this over here, and I have my soundboard, and I can see all the little meters here, and I can like go here and I can mute my microphone, stuff like that. For those asking, yes, it is the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now that we are doing churros, joystick, and a bunny, and there we go. And then there's obviously that view there. Yes, I can live bleep out. So if I want to say something, I can just bleep myself out. Which is kind of silly. Iron, it is the Dunkel posted it in chat, just like 2 messages above you. Rodecaster Pro 2. Just 2 messages above your message. It's right there. How do you flick the camera back to its original position so easily? Okay, let me... that's a little more difficult, but let me see. I think I have a trick. if I do this, and then I do this, yes, now you should be able to see yourself. So there is the camera. Oh, how do I do this? There's the camera. And you can see it's on a little gimbal, right? So the camera is sitting on a gimbal. Basically use my phone as a mirror there. The camera is gimbal mounted, and I have then predefined positions. The camera is called an Insta360 Link. Now this turned into a gear tour. The camera is called an Insta360 Link, and it is, as I said, is gimbal mounted, and I then have predefined positions, and then I have a stream deck, as you can see here. For instance, here I have all the arrow keys. So if I want to go down, or go up, or zoom in, zoom in, and then we have that button there, which is return to my home, to my face. Whoop, and it goes there. If I want to show my keyboard, I press that button there, and it goes there. And then I press that, and it goes back. There we go. And that means I can now just, move my camera around, like go, oh, I want to look at that, want to look at that, want to look here, wee, like that. It's super neat. It's very, very nice. The lens needs cleaning. There we go. Oh, now exposure's all off. There we go. Now it's figured out. I've actually considered getting more of the cameras in more positions around. Also, just so when I'm doing more like talky things, we can swap between cameras. Bunny button for the win. Yes. Okay. As I said, the plan today is to go and do some exploration, and actually let's just jump in game, and then we're going to go and talk about where to go, what to do. The taunt says your Google account got hacked. Oh no! And you lost your YouTube account as well. Had to create a brand new YouTube account. So I'm here again. Welcome back then. Light goal, right, light goal. What do you guys think? Where are we at today? How many people are we? Let me just go and check. People are, we are currently, that's probably not updated yet, is it? That looks a little low. There we go, now it updated. 120. Should we just go 150? Yeah, I think 150 is usually a pretty good spot to be. Oh, I have another thing I want to show you guys before we go and play computer games. I have another thing I want to show you guys. Let me just here, and do that. Okay. So very recently we've been doing some overhaul of the Discord server, and it's super nice right now. So let me just show you guys how this looks right now. So right now, oh, is that mirrored? No, it's not. Okay, never mind. I don't know. Right now we now have this channel and role section up here, where you can go in now and you can click the different channels that you are, different games you're interested in. So if you want to say, hey, I want to know about Elite, Star Citizen, maybe you're like, man, No Man's Sky and Kerbal Space Program is not my thing. And you can see my roles over here. You can see I have the Elite Dangerous, the Star Citizen, the Starfield role. And if I click it, it adds No Man's Sky, and I can click it again, and it adds Kerbal Space Program. So you can go in and you can choose which games you are interested in. But you could also up here now select your flare. So you can select one of these, only one, and that will determine what you look like. So if we just jump to like the lobby, you can see like there's one that shows the Elite flare, there's one that has the Star Citizen flare, and then some people haven't chosen the flare. But you basically can choose what you look like on the server. If you want to have the little Elite icon next to the Star Citizen or Starfield or whatever game you want to like associate with as your the one that you like, the brand. I don't know what you should say. Like what your character base or your account basically looks like on the server. It's a super neat system. It took a bit to set up, but now that it's up and running, so nice. Okay, let's. Now we're gonna go in game. Now we're gonna go and fly spaceships. Where do we fly spaceships? We fly spaceships here. My ship build, this is not really a build, this is more like things that I threw together. This is on my, not on my main account, this is my old account. I think I have a frameshift drive booster and a shield generator and a vehicle hangar. Fuel scoop. I think I engineered the frameshift drive. Yeah, so we have increased range 5 on this. But I think that's one of the few, if not the only, engineered. Yeah, that's the only thing that is near this ship. It's a very ship built. It's basically what did I have, like a few. All the, like, it's nothing special. Put some few scanners and a heat sink and repair limpets. Some cargo racks, because why not? Nothing really special. Hey, Just Dave is here too. Good evening. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, we are. That's actually a good question. Let's talk about this. We are... This is a weird route. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Wow, could you stop the streaks and the lines? Okay, we are here, and there is a... We can just see if they would move all the lines. Okay, no, I can remove them, but anyway. There is a supernova remnant, which is like there. So basically follow that line, boom, there's a supernova remnant. My plan was actually originally to head back towards Colonia, because I've been heading in that direction for quite a while now. Coming back, I'm like within 10,000 light years now, so we're pretty close. But then I was like playing around with the map, and then I spotted like that thing there, which I thought, oh, that's a pretty nebula, and it's like 500 light years away. So I thought, let's do a small detour down and take a look at that. So then that was I thought, okay, let's do a small detour, that's fine, should be fun, go down, take a look at that. And then I also thought, I wonder out in here how far down we can get. And it turns out we can get like 3,500 light years down, and there's still decent star density. So then I thought, why not just continue going south and head out of the galactic plane until we can't go any further? And then maybe try to hit up a few, like, I don't know, 1,000 light years back up again. And then just try to make it in Colonia at a very low altitude to try and get into some systems that maybe hasn't been discovered before. Instead of just flying through the systems that has been 1,000 commanders in before me. So that was kind of my plan. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head down here. We're just gonna check. Star classes, and I want F and G. I want everything else gone. There we go. Oh, and did we apply filter to route? And of course that star is not, so we're just going to take a star close by. There we go. Sure. Just Dave, just ping me, and then we can have a chat. Okay. Route has been set. And we're ready to say goodbye to the black hole where we stopped last time and continue our journey into wherever we are now ending up going. Beer Cake Bob says... Game is a little loud. Well, that's not what Beer Cake Bob says. I think the game is a little loud. Lately it seems the Frontier has given up and has just been doing the same minimum to keep... I think... I've been thinking a lot about what's been going... I think what's happening is... Obviously Frontier is not putting the same resources into Elite as they did in the past. And I think just with the size of the team that they have right now, they can only do one thing at a time. And then they thought, I think they just basically thought, well, instead... Oh, we actually need to scoop some fuel and honk and everything here. Instead of trying to do everything half, then they just want to like hyper-focus on one thing. And then they choose Thargoids. And that, of course, means now they're just hyper-focusing on Thargoids. That the only thing that happens is just do Thargoid things. Which means the people who are maybe not that interested in Thargoid things, well... It can seem a little stale, because there's not really a lot being added to the game unless you like to shoot at aliens. Okay, let's check the scanner. Nope, nothing. And we move on. How far up from the bubble? I think we are around 20,000 light years or something. Yes, so okay, so that's another thing. I recently got a new graphics card installed. That's why I'm running the FPS counter in the corner. When we honk this down, we can just take a quick look at my graphics settings now. 13 bodies. Check. Nothing. Get out of scoop range so we don't overheat. Okay, so graphics settings should be everything cranked. Bloom blur has been shut off. I also disabled upscaling, so we're just running it natively 4K now. Everything else is just maxed out. There was this weird one here that I never seen before. Terrain checkerboard rendering. Have any of you noticed this setting before? Because I was scrolling through my settings and I was like, hold on, what is this? It says render half of the planetary terrain, reconstructing nearby pixels for optimized performance. Yeah, I just never noticed it before. I must have missed it. But at least I thought, okay, it's probably something you should turn off. But anyway, everything is just cranked. And in case you're wondering, the display is set to 4K. I got my new 4080. And we just put... Why do I have VSync off? There we go. VSync off and the frame rate limiter is off. And now I can just go and do things as fast as it possibly want to. So here in space, running a casual 300 frames per second, which is more than this display is capable of ever displaying. Refresh rate 30 Hz. Yes, the refresh rate for 30 Hz, that is... I'll just show you because people always ask. So, there we go. Refresh rate. When using a head-mounted display, that's VR. This option applies to the monitor window and not the VR output. That means this one does nothing when you're playing on a screen. If you play VR, this is the refresh rate of the monitor, not the headset. That is this one. Yes, it's a VR only thing. I think this display will do 120 maxed. Yeah, new. We recently got a 4080 because more frames and Starfield's coming out soon. $24. Nothing of interest. Fury 30. So they said recommended. Recommended was a 2080. My old was a 2080 Ti, so I was just above recommended spec. And I was thinking, if I'm just above recommended, and I really want to play this at least high settings 4K, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull high settings in 4K at 60 FPS. With a 2080 Ti. So like, okay, if I'm gonna make pretty videos out of it, I better get a better graphics card. So decided to upgrade. $22. Nothing. Well, we almost had a little nebula. 7 jumps. The speed will be at the bottom of the galaxy in no time. Oh, there's also something out there. Oh, look at those. More nebulas, more pretty. Nope. Nothing there either. I can't even help you out there, Dungle. So I took after I upgraded my main rig to the 4080, I have this like trickle down system. So whenever I upgrade something in the main rig, whatever component I pull out of it, I use to upgrade my streaming rig. So that means my stream rig now has a 4080 Ti, and that meant the 1080 that was in the stream rig before has now been pulled out. So now it means I have a stream rig. That means that the hardware gets a lot longer life before they get replaced, as they're gonna go into the secondary machine, which I can then use for rendering. And I can render on the stream machine while I play Diablo on the main PC. It's beautiful. Did we honk this? Yes, we did. 5 jumps. Yeah, okay, so as I said, 2080 Ti is now in the stream rig. But I was rendering Hello Dave Sunday evening with the... No, we did honk it, otherwise I'll show you what it looks like if we didn't honk it. You can see here, if we open up, come on. If we open up FSS, we get this red line that say that we haven't honked it. We didn't get that one before, meant that we did honk it. Jump range is just shy of 60. Nothing there. But no, as I was saying, I was rendering Hello Dave Sunday evening. So usually before I upgraded the graphics card, if I was rendering 1080p 60 FPS, it would render at about real time. So that means a 10-minute video would take 10 minutes to render. If I was running 1080 60. If I am rendering 4K, it would then be 4 times as long. So it would be 4 times the length of the video. So a 10-minute video would take around 40 minutes, maybe sometimes 45 if there's some more advanced stuff going on in the video. But if it's just a normal video, it's about 40 minutes to render that. When I was rendering Hello Dave yesterday, it did it in 1.5 times real time. So that means if the video was 1.5 minutes, it would take 1 minute to render. That's pretty good. Oh, there we go. We got something. Got a hit. We got a water world. There it is. I think it's a water world. Yeah, it's a water world. Okay. Let's get some distance to the star and let's go and scan this thing. Stoked for the Beetlejuice, no supernova. Not planning to stick around for it. Okay, let's go scan this thing. Where is this so slow? Okay, let's go see what we can find here. Also, just am I in the right corner? I am. Also, just checking for biosignatures. If we find biosignatures, I would really much like to scan them. There's something there. Lots of high metal content. Oh, we go 1 bio on planet 1. And there's the water world. Okay. Let's go and check this out. So we have a water world and a bunch of high metal contents. Some of these, there we go. We have one there, there's a candidate for terraforming. So 5, 4. Good, so we have the water world, then we have 5 and 4 that we need to map because they're terraformables. And then we have the biosignature on 1 that we need to go and look at what that is, because it can be quite valuable and we might just go and scan it. But first, water world, let's start outwards and make our way in. Water's disappearing quickly today. Corrosive resistant water bottle, down to earthstore.com. Shameless self-promoting. One of the good things about only streaming on one platform is now I can keep an eye on Discord at the same time, so if people they DM me over there, I usually wouldn't see it as I didn't have the screen real estate. And I can see people discussing over on Discord why there's no live stream on oh. See, the problem is then when I'm sitting here monitoring things, then I forget to play computer games. Yeah, people are discussing the whole Twitch thing over on Discord. Why, like, yeah. Why there's no live stream on Twitch. Not because I don't want to, but Twitch says no. Whee! Okay, let's go. Loop of shame, yeah. Loop of I was reading Discord. Oh, that's another thing I've been considering. Like, how much space is Starfield going to take up? Like, hard drive space, because I might have to clear out some stuff if I need room for that too. Gonna dual stream to Kick? No. No, 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 no. I don't want anything to do with Kick. Alright. 6 probes. Where's the miss? There's the miss. Put that there. I might have overshot it a bit on the target. There we go. It should be, yeah. Hold on, let me actually just check. How much disk space do I have left on my fast disk? I have 150 gig left. I probably need to delete some games at some point. Okay. Nope, that's not the right button. That's the right button. That one is done. Let's go get those 2 terraformables. What would we need to come across north of Warrant landing and making footfall? Plant life. So, as you saw here, while these planets has an atmosphere, we can see that from the blue halo around them, they are not landable. In order to be landable, they need that blue arch there. So those 2 here are atmospheric landables. But this one here, we did register. We did register life on this one, or some biosignatures. So that means we are gonna go and land on this one because I want to see at least what kind of biosignatures it is. Since there's only one, it's likely just bacterial colonies. So they're not gonna be. But again, if this is the system undiscovered, are we the first ones here? I think we are. So that means we should get first footfall, and that means that even a bacterial colony on a first footfall is like is a million or something. Get one of those PCIe. Nah, I still have M.2 and NVMe slots open. I'm just going to use those. I mean, if I run out of space, all I'm going to do is just get another SD, that NVMe SSD, and just plug that in, and then I have all the space I need. But yeah, I need to go and uninstall some games with Diablo, Star Citizen, Elite, Breathage, KSP, all installed. It's beginning to take up a little bit of hard drive space, so I should probably free up some of it so that I make sure that I have enough for when Starfield comes out. $125 gig is what it says. Okay, I have 150, so I probably want just a little bit extra, just so we are not gonna run out. One day we'll be able to land on atmospheric planets and build bases. Yeah, but just not in Elite, unfortunately. I have a really hard time seeing that happening in Elite, to be honest. Okay, we have another terraformable next target, and then we're going for the biosignatures. Where are we at? We're out 10,000 out from Colonia, 20,000 out from the bubble. We are approximately 20,000 from the bubble in a straight line between the bubble and Sag. Isn't Starfield coming to console? Xbox, maybe? Don't think PlayStation. And I think that's why some PlayStation people are a little salty, as some people put it in chat, that they're not gonna get Starfield. But knowing Bethesda, eventually they are gonna release it on every single thing that has a shred of compute performance in it. I wonder how it will run on Steam Deck. I mean, Diablo is running relatively well, actually very well on Steam Deck. You have to remember this: the Steam Deck is 720p. So the resolution is quite low. Does Microsoft know? Oh, yeah, maybe they do. So maybe they won't release on. It might. Maybe they. I mean, maybe they'll do it like 2 years after the original release. Then it'll go. Okay, now we will have mercy on you, PlayStation people, and you can now be allowed to play play it as well. I mean, it's an easy money grab, I guess. Just go and relaunch it on another platform and get some easy sales that way. Wow, what's going on here? This is weird. There's something. This mouse pad getting weird. What's going on? Mouse is not tracking very well. Nintendo Switch version. Okay, and now for the interesting one, where we're gonna actually make footfall. Yeah, exact. Kaya says it's Bethesda. You'll be playing it, or they're afraid. I mean, look at Skyrim. I mean, I'm surprised there hasn't been a mobile version of Skyrim yet. They relaunched that game so many times. How much of Elite do you think has been explored? Systems, I mean. We actually know that. What was it? Frontier they posted the last time. Was it 0.1%? Or was it 1%? Oh, it's a long time ago. Hey, under 10, absolutely. Last year was 0.05. Were we that low? I mean, we're absolutely... if it's... I think it's under 1%. Under 1% of all stars have been explored. Has been visited. Just like honk and jump. Less than 1%, I think. So, there is still a lot out there to be explored. Oops. And they expect us to find Raxler and all that. You assume Raxler exists. Are we 0.59? Okay, so we're about... what's that? 1 in 2,000 stars has been explored. So, yeah. There should still be enough out there for you to go and explore. That looks kind of... There's some green stuff there. Now we're pretty close, so I better give it a bit more angle on that one. Alright, so it is bacterial colonies, as expected. But just because we want first footfall, and it actually, even these, if we get first scan of them, it's actually worth something, we're just gonna go and land. Anywhere in the blue. There's a big blue blob right ahead of us. Let's go for that. Okay, let's see what this does to the frame rate. We've been running anywhere between 200 to 300 frames while in space. And we're down to around 200 now. Going up and down. 180. Still at around 200. Let's see what happens when it actually renders the atmosphere. That's where we're gonna see the real drop. The atmosphere only renders when we out of cruise. We still have no atmos. No atmosphere, no atmosphere, no atmosphere. Now the atmosphere is rendered. And we're down to 150. That's not too bad, actually. 150, 160. I think I already spotted. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, okay, it's all over the place here. Let's just put this down anywhere. Huh. Come on. Surely this place is flat enough to land. Can I borrow some frames? Should we have taken the SRV? I don't know. We're doing it on foot. It is first footfall, not first wheel fall. Is that sudden change from blue to brown?
Dangerously high
Ah, it's okay. No, it's just the fact that the atmosphere only renders in, and the whole lighting system changes when the moment you leave Super Cruise. They just haven't done the. Oh, we need to get more distance. Okay. They just haven't done the blend between the two, like between the space version of it and the on-foot version of it very well. It just pops in. Just like we do when we leave our ships. I should have taken the SRV. Screw it. Yeah, gravity is only half of that on Earth. If the notoriety, the whole crime and punishment system in Elite kind of needs an overhaul. Like the way notoriety works is not really great. That it tickles down from time spent in game, not played, but spent in game. I have in the past when I was farming for on foot materials and I was just raiding settlements and just stacking notoriety. I would just sometimes say, okay, I have 10 notoriety, I kind of want to get rid of it. I will let my computer stay on, turn the monitor off, go to bed, go to work the next day, and when you come home, your notoriety would mostly be gone. The game would actually, but it's actually funny, if you leave Elite sitting in a spaceship in a station for a day without turning the game off, it will bug out in all kinds of fancy ways. Like, the game, for some reason, cannot handle sitting still at a station for 20 hours without anything happening. It just goes, like, weird stuff happens. Insufficient diversity. Going back to Colonia on foot, yeah. Screw spaceships, I'm running. I should have taken the SRV, but this is more fun. All the way over there, nothing any closer. Oh, ouch, that was a bit of a hard landing. Maybe, you know what, we should. Bye-bye. Whee! Off we go. Someone stole the ship, now what? It's okay. It's just Howard. He'll come back, otherwise I'll fire him again. Ah, almost there. Okay, we got that. Now we wait. Not with a gun. It looks like that's gonna be pretty close. There we go. Okay, we're done with this system. Anyone knows what controls the star fields? Mouse and keyboard would be yes. Controller, obviously yes, as they're selling dedicated Starfield controllers, so an Xbox controller. HOTAS, a little bit more up in the air. If the ship accidentally came down on top of your character when you die, would you? Actually, if there's something under the ship, the ship just takes off again. It refuses to land. Get around the planet. It's on the other side. My god, it's full of stars. Yes, it's beautiful in here. Don't you worry, stick around for a bit longer and it won't be full of any stars at all. It would actually be quite empty. We should be close now, like just 2 or 3 jumps, I think, from our first little stop of the day. And we're gonna honk. How many jumps? 2 more jumps. Check FSS. Nothing that we want. Let's just do a fuel stop here while we're at it. Imagine why you're not using a head tracker or voice attack in Elite Dangerous. Well, I do have a head tracker, and I'll show you why I am not using it. Give me a second. Let me just get to that. I just need to, I always forget to get the, as I set it up. In Elite, no. I need to start the Tobii. I always forget to start the Tobii thing. Tobii Game Hot. Games. Alright, with that running, I think. Have I not set this up after? I probably haven't set this up after I reconfigured. Give me a second. I'm just quickly setting up my... There we go. Why are you being so annoying, Elite? Give me a second. If you follow along here so you can see what we're doing. So I'm trying to set it up. I've set enable disable key. Eye tracking. Oh, hold on. I haven't set it up for this display. Odd. I thought I did. Sit up straight and position in front of the screen. These are your eyes. See how much you can move around. We can move quite a lot. Okay. And now, look at each dot. That's odd. I've been using it in Star Citizen. I am looking at the dot. Look at the top dot. That dot. That dot. And there's 3 more dots. That dot. That dot. I must have cleared it because I remember setting it up on this display. Calibration successful. See, it's very easy. Unable to track game window. Is that because... Hold on, we're just gonna quickly try to reboot Elite. I think it's because it needs... Elite is very finicky with these things for some reason. Just gonna try to reboot the game. No, it's okay. Because I think if other people are asking the same questions, why I'm not... Because I am using it when it's... For some reason it wasn't set up. I use it more in Star Citizen than in Elite, but... Okay, we're heading back in. Compiling shaders. Shaders compile complete. Let's jump back into the game. Yeah, I think it's Tobii has to be open before Elite. Let's try now. Nope, it still refuses. Oh, Tobii, why? Elite. It still says unable to track game window. I don't know why this is not working now. Should we try another hotkey, just, you know, for good measures? So if we go with, like, Alt plus. Yeah, but Tobii is enabled, so we're just gonna put that back to the usual key there. So Tobii is enabled up here. It says it can't track. Learn more about Tobii features in this game. Head tracking settings. Head position. Just gonna try to see if it's, no, if I click into the game, it still says cannot track game window. But that is on. And we can see here that I can, in fact, look around the screen, no problems. So that's not the problem. I don't know why it's not working. Does the game have to be in windowed mode? But it is in windowed mode. And it's worked in windowed mode before, it's borderless. Anyway, the reason why usually I would play with it, for some reason it's also odd it asked me to reset the display calibration. That's kind of weird. But whenever I sit and I look over here, then that would like turn the head there, and then I look over there to see my stream, and it would just be very annoying for you guys to look at. And the reason why I don't play with voice attack is the majority of the time when I'm playing, I will be sitting talking to people on Discord, and there is nothing more annoying than if you're sitting with people on Discord and then they're going, deploy landing gear, jump to next system, all the time when you're sitting. That is very annoying. And that would also be very annoying on a live stream if I had to constantly sit and talk to it. So that's why if you do use voice attack and you're going to go on Discord, set up push to talk. Please set up push to talk, because we don't want to hear all your lowering landing gear commands. Beer Cake Bob says, I can't watch VR streams that give me a headache. Exactly the same thing. Or push to mute, that if that works for you, then that works too. But exactly the same reason why I'm not using head tracking. Usually I would have it enabled so I can look around if I need to, but I don't use it for extended periods. Alright, let's get in close and get some external shots of this nebula. Let's take a look. And then we're gonna move in into the center of it. Take a quick peek around, see what's happening. Oh, maybe, hold on. I haven't honked this system. That was nothing. Don't lose head tracking in combat. Yeah, head tracking makes sense in combat. I don't know why Tobii wasn't working. It's weird. Maybe do I have to restart the launcher completely? Huh. Oh, does this have something to do with that? I was doing this demo a while back of this OpenTrack software. Maybe that has something to do with it, because Tobii used to work. I did uninstall OpenTrack, I think. Maybe I should check that. It might have something with, maybe that's that messed something up. Okay, just checking this system as well. Yeah, but that's the thing, Dunkel. If I didn't uninstall OpenTrack, which I actually might not have, then that would explain why... Then that would explain why it is, it might be conflicting. Look at that. How is that for a view? I like that. It's pretty. Okay. Let's jump in. Which class do I play in Diablo? I play a pulverized druid. I used to play the a companion druid, but once you begin to move into to World Tier 4, the companion druid feels a little weak, so I swapped over to a pulverized build. Look at all the colors, everything's blue. Oh, that does look good. Just the light on the ship and the blue hue around everything, because we're inside the nebula. So pretty. That's actually kind of a cool shot. Taking a screenshot of that. go. Now we have a bit more jump range. Okay, so I thought actually just, you know, just for fun, I wanted to just go keep going south through the galactic plane and then just heading like downwards. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we just plot a route to there. How far is our first jump? Now. We can go further than that. I don't think we go quite that far. We might just go... That should be within range. Oh, 223. Oh, we're only 223. We're outside range. That was not in range. That one. Let's go. How far are we from the light goal? Light goal is at 150. I don't know how many lights we have right now. Very nice. Oh, 80 objects in the system, and none of them are interesting. Probably some of them are interesting, but I don't want to scan 80 objects. Jesus Christ. Wait, but I wanna... Ooh. Okay. Interesting system. Let's just... Actually, let's just start by going back to our original filter. And see how far away is this. 700, we can go a little further. We can probably make it around 1,000 today. Like, that's a good target, I think. Right. So that's where we're going today. Not really making it that far out of the galactic plane. I mean, a little bit out of it, but not really yet. $146, we're 4 lights away. $28. Nothing. Next time I'm going exploring, I want to explore a dolphin. Like the dolphin. It's very cold. Hey, we're at the goal. Okay, we need suggestions in chat. What should today's discount code be? Let me see suggestions in chat. What do you guys think we should use as a discount code? I'm gonna just get ready in the meantime for Howard Tobii going south. System scan complete, we're done. Dolphin is the discount code. Let me just go and get ready to type in a code for you guys. Howard is not a bunny. Down the drain. You know what? I kind of like down the drain. Let's go with that. Let me just quickly log in here. Log in here. Go and say log in. Visual. There we go. Promotions. Create promotion. Shop promo, discount code down the drain for 10% off, and it expires at the end of the live stream. Okay, that means if you use the code down the drain, I'll post it in chat there, and you then go to d2astore.com, then now you will get 10% off all merchandise over there. T-shirt, hats, we have bottles, water bottles you can get over there. And as always, everybody who order anything from the merch store will get a personal thank you video, little short a video that I record for everybody who buys something on the store to say thank you. And it's a nice personal way to kind of interact with you guys out there as well. $13 buddies. Nothing. But I think it's right. Probably the whole eye tracker thing, I'm thinking, why didn't it work? Which is probably because the Tobii experience needs to be restarted after the game hub updated its calibration of the display. Because wasn't that what it said, actually, now that I think about it? Cannot track game window. Settings have changed and will be adjusted for the current profiles. Well, that means we need to restart Elite again and stuff like that. $22. Nothing. Is there any Thargoids out this way? No, there shouldn't be. Why am I headed to Colonia? This is where this character lives. Oh well. It's supposed to live, but it's been a few years since this character has actually been in Colonia. I've been out and about. $12. And nothing. Might be squatters in your home's been away for so long. Yeah. I rarely dock on this account. I just fly and then keep flying. Sometimes I'll find a fleet carrier and dock just to sell data, but meh. I'll sell in Colonia when I get there. How much exploration data do you reckon I have? I have no idea. Oops. We're heating a bit. I have no idea. It could be 30 million. It could be 300 million. I really have no idea. Holy God, what happened?
Fado purchased CMDR. Dark.
Thanks a lot for buying a t-shirt, and I need to adjust some sound settings over here. That's on the wrong. Why is it doing that? Why is everything broken today? Oh God. Fly spaceships. System scan complete, so that's 2 stars. Let me just verify that this is actually working now, the sound over here. Yeah, that's... oops, sounds about right. That's better. Okay, now that's working. Now we can play games again. Heading back to the bubble from Colonia. I'm staying in a place that the owner was... We've been staying at a place while the owner was away. Wonder if I should tidy up before I go. Nah. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to a mess. Is that what you're saying? We've figured out the 3 seashells yet. I have no idea what you're talking about. 3 seashells? 8 buddies. Oh my God. Okay, reference I don't get. Demolition Man. Okay, movie called Demolition Man. And then someone said, bit of a bad movie, and the next line is like, great film, yo. Okay. No, I haven't watched it. Still nothing. Tin jumps to the first stop. At this speed, we will be there in no time at all. System scan complete, so only a star. Nothing else. Lonely, lonely star. It's kind of dull down here in this area. Oh, hold on, 2 stars. Okay, now we're talking. Why do I feel like our route has not been... Something's up with the route plotting. Something is not as it should be. Yeah. This is more like it. Now we are in planet territory again. He says and finds nothing. At least the star types are correct now. You can see how the stars are slowly thinning out. Less and less of them. How do I know if a system is interesting? I'll show you here on the next jump. So we honk the system and honk open FSS, and then you can see, if you look in the lower right hand corner, you can see it says water worlds here. So you have this area here starting on that A where Earth-like is. Then it says ALAN where you have water worlds, and in this area you have also the ammonia world. So that's that area there where it says, yeah, well, you can read it, ALAN. That's the area you want to be in, because that's where you have water worlds, ammonia worlds, and Earth-likes. And if I see a signal around that, then I know that's interesting. If there's no signals in that area, then I just move on. A1, M2, M1, SBN4VE. Wow, what a name. Jesus Christ, that was loud. Hold on, let me just...
A 1 square meter M1 SBH4 super chatted $12.61. Hello, and thanks for all the bunnies. Love your videos.
Thanks a lot. A 1 square meter. That's interesting that it said it like that. Is that how it's supposed to be said? Thanks a lot for the very, very generous super chat. A 1 square meter. That's actually hilarious. That way you missed biologicals though. Yes. I do. The point is, I try, when I explore, I try to balance speed and also stopping for interesting planets, right? But you don't know which planet. It's aimed to misbehave. Wow, my lead speak is off. Way off. Aim to misbehave. Thanks a lot for the super chat. Okay, so regarding the missing the bio worlds, yes, I will miss some bio worlds, and I will also miss some other interesting planets. No doubt about it. But as I said, I'm trying to balance speed and also finding something interesting to look at. And I found using this method gives a balance that works really well for me, where I just look for those 3 planet types, Earth-like, ammonia worlds, water worlds, and if I come across one of them, if I see one of them on the FSS, then I stop. Because that means then I know for certain that there is something to look at. Right? And then I might be lucky when I'm the system that there might be some terraformable high metal content, maybe there's some biosignatures and other stuff. But I just have that method where I only stop if I know for certain that there is something of interest in the system. And if there's not, I move on. Because if I have to scan every system, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm never gonna make it to all these like small destinations. Then I would probably make it 3 jumps in an evening, 4 jumps in an evening or something like that. I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm just honking, checking the FSS scanner and moving on. And it's also just to make an interesting live stream, because if I was sitting just FSS scanning planets an entire evening, that would probably get old quite quickly. But see, that's a rocky ice. So, but now we kind of get some variety, right? We found one system with a water world where we stopped, and we did a bit of surface stuff, and right now we have kind of a long streak of planets here where we just honk and jump, honk and jump, honk and jump. So not a lot of happening. But when I then suddenly find a system, I can easily spend half an hour, or sometimes more in a single system just to explore that. So you get these kind of breaks, and it fits quite well also when you're live streaming, that you have some distance, you feel like you're getting somewhere, but you're also stopping if you find something interesting. For me, it works really well. It's a nice balance. System scan complete. Actually, I'm just gonna turn that game volume down a little bit. In game instead. Okay, but at this speed, we're gonna make it down south very quickly. And honk. There we go. Water world. So that's a confirmed water world. Let's get some distance to the star. Okay, that should be enough. Let's go scanning. What do we have here? Oh, that's not the right knob. Okay, we have a lot here. And then while I am scanning, we're also looking for anything with a biosignature on. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, lots of things here. Do you have any interest in developing other skills, maybe art related or other hobbies? I actually kind of, after I started the whole YouTube thing, I got quite interested in cinematography. So I kind of like, going out, shooting videos, stuff like that. Which kind of started because of YouTube, and I began actually trying to figure out how do you set up a pretty live stream and do video recordings, and also and it doesn't always work out very well, not very good at it at all, but I find it interesting. That was geological sites. And of course I have my astrophotography thing, which it's not really the season for astrophotography right now, but no, cinematography, I want to be better at that. That could be fun. There's the water world. That should be a high metal content. Okay, it's the last planet. No bio6. Let's just make a scan plan. There's our water world. Oh, and it's a candidate for terraforming. That one is not. That one is. 6 is not. So that means these ones in here is not terraformable. Okay. So we have 7, which is terraformable high metal content, and then we have a terraformable water world, which is very nice. Let's go and scan those 2 planets. Oh, look at that. We are actually beginning to get somewhere. Hold on, we're actually very close to this one. Just stop here. You can begin to see how it's light above us and dark below us. So we are getting out of the galactic plane now. You can begin to see it. We're heading into the dark. There's still a lot of stars around. So we have a bit of a way to go, but after we scan these 2, we have a bit more time. Just take a look at this. Galactics above us. Nothing below us. It's just empty dark. But the star density is still high, so we have a bit more of a journey ahead of us if we want to go out to where it's just black. There's something ominous about it. How many of you guys in chat have been to Rackham's Peak? Overshot it again. Jesus Christ, Astro. Slingshot. Seven. Okay, let's see if we can't do this in 6 probes. Oh, it's pretty well centered there. There we go. 6 probes. Now the water world. None of these are landable, so there's no point in going down there. Look at that separation there. Really getting somewhere. Isn't the moon a better place for astronomical observation instruments because of the lack of atmosphere, yet there ain't any telescopes? Technically, yes. But you need to consider what are the benefits of putting a telescope on the moon versus a space-based one? Like, what do you gain? And as far as I can see, you don't really gain a lot from putting a telescope on the moon compared to just putting it in space. Other than it's more complicated because you need to land it. So chances of it crashing into the moon is, well, higher than if you put it in space. Because then you only need to go up, you don't need to go down again. Yeah, and a space one can be adjusted and moved, and you can only see half of the night sky when you're on the surface of the moon because the other one's blocked by, well, the moon. Whereas if you're in space, you can turn it in pretty much any direction you want to. So you can look in opposite directions within an instant. I don't see a lot of benefits to putting a telescope on the moon, to be honest. Yeah, if there were a permanent base, then maybe it would make sense to have. But then it would be... Yeah, I don't know. If you ended up putting a telescope on the moon on a lunar base, then I would think it would be more of a recreational thing for the people living there. So they could look at Earth and look at the night sky with a zero light pollution, which would be nice, but okay, let's continue south. So how about that one? How far is that? 500. Oh, we need to go further. Drive 22 jumps. Not sure if we're gonna make all of them. What about radio? There is some noise. Jesus Christ. There is some noise on the Earth with radio, but you need to remember that just the sun alone is also very noisy. And you have the benefit of the Earth's atmosphere being almost completely transparent in the radio bands. So there is zero atmospheric disturbance in radio astrophotography or radio astronomy would probably be the right word for it. Oh, that's right on the edge. But I think it's a rocky ice world. It's a sneaky one. The dark side of the moon would be a good place. Yeah, but how are you gonna get the signal back to Earth? They need to bounce it off a satellite orbiting the moon. Or you probably need to bounce it off at least 2 satellites in order to get it back. I mean, it all of a sudden, when you don't have line of sight back to Earth, things just gets complicated. Oh, hold on. Wow, look at this. We got Earth-like and water worlds. Yeah, here we go. And 2 stars. We got all the things here. Let's just scoop some fuel and get some distance here. I think you guys are overestimating how much EM noise is on Earth compared to how much is in space. I don't necessarily think there is a lot of benefits to putting radio telescopes in space. Also because the radio dishes they are often quite big. I realize this is a personal question, but how big is your telescope? I've heard size matters for photon. So right now I have a Meade 8-inch telescope, which I really like. Good scope, bit heavy, a bit big to like haul around, but it takes good pictures. Right now it's too light. We don't have proper astronomical darkness right now here in Denmark. We're too far north and it's too much summer. So I'm kind of waiting for winter before I can go back out again. Okay, how much stuff do we have here to scan? 22, it's not too bad. Let's get going. And these signals are all over the place. Well, there's the Earth-like. First hit. Pretty little thing. Gotta go and take a close look at that. Okay, a bunch of stuff around the B star here. Some geologicals. Let's get rid of all the asteroid clusters. More geologicals. Okay, we're done with the B. I don't think there was a whole lot of interesting stuff out there. Oh, there's a C. Hold on, let's take this one first, and then we're going to go and check the C star afterwards. So gas giant. Gas giant probably means moons. Okay, so the water world is out there close to the C star. That might be a bit of a trip. This system is a bit of a mess, to be honest. Oh, 2 biologicals there on C4A. C4A, okay. There's one more somewhere. There it is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so there's the Earth-like. Gas giant. And then a bunch of Rockies. And an ice world there. Then we have some metal rich. But it's the high metal content planets that we are actually interested in. But none of them are terraformable, so we're going to skip on those. Then down here, we have a high metal content terraformable. That's quite a long journey. We have the water world, and then it was C4A, this one, that had 2 biosignatures on it, so we need to go and land on that little moon. So let's start with the Earth-like here, and then we're gonna move out to the water worlds. No, hold on, where was the terraformable? It was that one. Then we're gonna move into the terraformable water world, and then we're gonna stop at the bioplanet. Many people think if simple alien life were discovered, almost no one would care after about a week, unless it were intelligent or directly threatening. Your thoughts? Yeah, absolutely. If somebody come out and say, hey, we found a bacterial colony on Mars, that would be massive hype, and they would interview some scientists for a week, and then nobody would care about it, even though they should, because it would be a huge discovery if they confirmed living organisms on another planet. But if it's not small green men with lasers and flying saucers, I don't think people will care much about it. There's something about there's like a small Earth-like world just floating in empty space.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Go, perfect. There's just something about, like, a planet in empty space with a massive star field in the background. I just love these kind of shots. Looks great. Okay, where are we going next? We're going for that terraformable. Which is a bit of a long flight, but it's okay. some of the stars, distant galaxies be actually red and blue shifted. Seems all white. You need to remember that the white stars are by far the brightest. Like their luminosity is orders of magnitude bigger than the smaller red stars. And to the question of whether they should be redshifted, not inside our own galaxy. We don't. Technically, you do see red and blue shifting of stars as they move within the galaxy, but it is so small that you wouldn't be able to detect it with the naked eye. You would need to do a very, very accurate spectrogram of the light from the star in order to be able to detect something like that. They have done it with stars orbiting very close to gas giants. So you have like a star with a gas giant they're orbiting, making the star wobble. So the star wobbles back and forth, and that wobbling is enough that it kind of redshift, blue shift the lights just slightly, but enough that we can measure it. And then based on that red-blue shifting of the light, you can then determine the size and the proximity and how close that gas giant is to the star, which is quite cool. Because the other ways that we detect exoplanets would often be seeing them pass in front of the star. Because then you would just see the light dim, and based on how long it dims, how much it dims, you can tell something about the size and the distance of the planet orbiting. But that requires that the plane that they're orbiting lines up perfectly with where we're at. But so if you have a star and you guys are looking at it, and the planet is orbiting like that, they're never gonna go in front of the star. But there we can. Yeah, it would have to be like an angle if we need to see the wobble, but then we can see the wobble. If we're looking exactly top down onto it, we won't see the wobble, like blue-red shifting wobble. We might still be able to detect a small amount of movement, but I don't think that would be enough that we could actually detect it. But absolutely, if it's at an incline towards us and the star is wobbling, then we can detect the red and blue shifts to determine it. But this only works if you have very, very big planets very close. And this actually led to an interesting discussion when you began discovering these exoplanets, because when people began discovering exoplanets, what they realized was all the exoplanets we're discovering are like Jupiter-sized gas giants orbiting within the orbit of Mercury. And then everybody thought, well, is our system just super, super special then? But of course, there was a confirmation bias that they only seeing those planets because those are the only we can detect, or we could detect. We're getting a lot better at detecting exoplanets now than we were back then. But yeah, small planets far away is really difficult to detect. I think they even at some point managed to detect the atmospheric composition of a planet, of an exoplanet, because the planet has an atmosphere, right? And that planet just happened to move in front of its parent star, and as it moves in front, not only does it block the light, because it's a planet, it blocks some of the light, so the star dims slightly as the planet passes in front of it. But some of the light from the star would also go through the atmosphere of the planet, and that means that not only will the light dim a little bit, so it will be weaker, but you might also see that certain wavelengths of lights would be absorbed or maybe even re-emitted if the atmosphere would like glow a bit, but mostly they would be absorbed, And that means you can then, based on those absorption lines, you can see what wavelengths gets removed from the light as the planet moves in front. And it will be tiny, tiny little things. It won't be that noticeable, but it would happen. And then based on those absorption lines, you could then determine what molecules, what gases have those absorption lines, and then you can determine what the atmosphere around that planet is made out of. Which is insane that we can sit here on Earth and determine the molecular structure of a planet like light years away. The molecular structure of the atmosphere of a planet light. It's yeah, I don't know. It's just insane. Yeah, rogue stars is absolutely a thing. There are plenty of those around. Rogue planets too. Are you thinking about the stars that are just, like whizzing around around Sag? No more Twitch streaming, no more Twitch streaming. Twitch said, with their new terms of service, Twitch have said, if you live stream on Twitch, you cannot live stream on any other platform, and the result of that was that I said, okay, bye-bye Twitch. Okay, almost there. But it's a fair assumption that we're talking about those stars that were moving quickly. Anything that's, if you have like smaller objects like stars and planets that's moving extremely fast compared to its surroundings, it's a fair assumption that it's been in close proximity to a black hole at some point, getting basically slingshotted and then just flying very fast. Redshift doesn't necessarily make things appear red. No, you could end up with like ultraviolet things that we can't see suddenly becoming blue, like or purple, and actually move into the visible spectrum. But you could also end up with things already being red, moving outside into the infrared area where we can't see them. But I think when people talk about it is that, yeah, so technically you just shift the entire spectrum, so there will be things we can't see that we suddenly can see, and things we could see before. It is an Earth-like you're supercruising. No, we already did the Earth-like. Right now is a terraformable high metal content. Then we have our water world out here. And then we have a moon with 2 biosignatures on that we are going to go and take a look at. See if there's anything interesting. One of them is likely going to be... it's likely going to be bacterial patches, but we'll see what the other one is. Hopefully it's something worth our flight out here. Normally if I get a planet like these, what was it, 160,000 light seconds out, I won't always go for it, but in this case we had 2 interesting planets and a bio and some biosignatures. So actually 3 interesting planets out here. So that was enough that I wanted to take the trip and go out and explore them. That's why Raxel haven't been discovered. It's just one of those too boring to Super Cruise 2 planets. Like, maybe. Yeah, the star density when we get further down south should get less and less, and hopefully it gets more dark as we go down there. Almost there. Oh, sitting, not looking at the game.
Someone purchased Galaxy Large Gaming Desk Mat.
Thank you to whoever decided just to get yourself a desk mat. Really hope you're gonna enjoy it when it arrives. That's actually another very neat feature that I really like about the merch store. When people they buy items on the store and there is notifications on the stream, people can choose. So there's like this the name that it ships to, but you can also fill out a nickname, and the nickname is what's gonna be shown on stream, and that means you can go and you buy a product of the store, and you don't want your real name displayed on stream. You can just put in your commander name or whatever, and then that will be displayed, and not people's real name. It's a very nice system, and really shows that the platform that I'm on now is designed for live streamers and content creators, which is nice. Boom.
Scan complete.
This one had geologicals, apparently. Yeah. Vents. Look at those patterns. Those streaks there. Just gonna fly closer. You see how the patterns repeat? That's one of the worst, not worst, I've seen worse, but it's a bad case of planet tiling right there. You see that? You have that little round dot, crater up, crater down, crater up. You also see it here. They also see the same pattern repeating. It's not so, you can kind of see it up here, it's not as visible. Meh. That's sort of the bio-geotiling. How does the terrain look? Alright, hold on. Just make another pass here and take a look at the terrain itself. The terrain looks okay. I don't immediately. I'm pretty sure if we spend enough time, we could spot some tiling, but I don't immediately see any tiling on the planet. At least it's not as bad as it was in the early days of Odyssey. Do you guys remember that? That was horrific. All the planets, most of them at least, just had repeating patterns, not just in the biosignature, in the signatures, but in yeah. Yeah, I think nowadays it's mostly on the geo-biosignatures, but back when Odyssey came out, it was definitely on the planets. There's some like horrendous examples that has been posted right after Odyssey came out. And the annoying thing was, they had a good system with Horizons. And then they decided they needed to completely rework all planets and regenerate all planets in Elite with new surface textures, new height maps and everything. And then it ended up just being a worse system than it was before. I wonder if they're prepared for denser atmosphere and water-filled planets. Yeah, no. Look, I don't think we're gonna see any updates on the scale of Odyssey for Elite again. They might next year do that feature rework that they have been talking about for like a year now. That they say they will deliver, or they can deliver more information about it at the end of the year. So sometimes in Q4 they're probably going to give us more information about that feature overhaul, whatever that feature overhaul is. That's probably going to be a decent sized update for Elite, but it's not going to be in the scale of Odyssey, and I don't think we're going to see more updates on the scale of Odyssey and Horizons in Elite. Okay, 7, we can do that with 6 probes, we know that. Do you think the feature overhaul would be Elite's last update? Probably last larger update. There'll probably be minor things, and Frontier might have a story they want to tell, and we're gonna see these smaller updates as we do right now with the whole Darkoid story. We might see that continue after the feature overhaul. But I think that feature overhaul is gonna be the last like big update for a bigger update for Elite. It just doesn't seem like Frontier's willing to put in, like, they really seem to be running it on a very small team right now, at least compared to what they've had in the past. So, unless they all of a sudden decide to pour a ton of money and resources back into Elite, to give it a, try to revive it maybe a bit. Unless they do that, I don't think we're gonna see any more big updates. And with the new CEO, I mean, it doesn't look good, does it? For Elite. Mendoza says, lovely, dangerous, but I think a new... Yeah, so that's another point is just because if Frontier throws in the towel with Elite Dangerous, that does not mean that the Elite franchise is dead. Far from. I think it's more likely, and this is just my own personal guess, I think it's more likely that Frontier's gonna say, feature overhaul in 2024, then they're gonna tell some kind of story through smaller like narrative updates as we see with the Thargoids. They're gonna do that through 2024, and then slowly they're gonna begin after that maybe considering ramping down Elite Dangerous and hopefully by then preparing for Elite Dangerous, like a sequel, another game in the Elite Dangerous like universe. So basically start from scratch, build a new game. I think that's more likely to happen. I hope that's what's gonna happen. But I also know that it's not like they're gonna put that out in a year or two. So that means realistically a sequel to Elite Dangerous would be, so if that's 24, 5, 6, like 27, 28, something like that. But I don't think the Elite franchise, the Elite franchise is doing fine. There's still a lot of people out there who may not be a huge fan of the direction Frontier has taken Elite Dangerous, but is still a huge fan of the Elite franchise. And the moment Frontier announces a sequel to Elite Dangerous, a new game in the Elite franchise, they will be back. People will be back. Absolutely. So I don't see the franchise doing fine. But I just, with the amount of effort Frontier's putting in, the amount of people, and the amount of stuff that they're putting out at the moment, unless they make a drastic change, I don't think that we're gonna see a massive re-ramp of Elite, unfortunately. Okay, we got ourselves a snowball with some plants on. Let's go and take a look. But to be honest, the problem... Okay, to be honest, it's probably the best that could happen if they decide to make a sequel. Because we have seen time and time again that there has been some decisions made in the early days when they first developed the game that has been holding them back now, even today. Just the fact that we can't go into the ARC store and buy hot colors. I am 99% sure that that is because they've made some technical decision early on in the game that prevents them from easily implementing that into the game. Because it's a no-brainer for Frontier to sell hot colors. People have been asking for it for years, and people would throw money at Frontier in a heartbeat if they began selling proper looking hot colors where we didn't have to use that color matrix that always like screws up images and other things. So if they did it themselves, absolutely, that would probably be, because it's nice having a nice ship kit and it's nice having a paint job on your ship, but realistically 90% of the time you don't look at it. What you look at is the inside of your cockpit. So selling hot colors just seems like a no-brainer.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Okay, let's see what we got. Bacterial patches as expected. And they're basically in the same spots. Okay. Fair enough. So land wherever. Oh, look at those canyons though. It is canyons, right? Or is it just...
Orbital flight
It's just another colored land thing. Okay. I thought it was a deep, deep canyon that we could go and fly into. We're still gonna go here. We're just gonna follow that path forward. Not so often you see these snow-covered planets with life on it. There's always these deserts, like more dry planets. Nice change. I got plans.
Landing gear deployed.
Come on, lock it in. What is wrong with this stupid ship? Look, you're fine. There we go. Okay. Perfect Howard landing. Yeah. Hold on, did you just see that? No, stop that. Stop it. Oh, that's not what I want. Danger, high voltage, PP. What's PP? Whee!
Drive assist off.
Power plant? Oh, power plant. That actually makes sense. Oh, there's more of them down there. Okay, hold on. Let's just go and drive the SRV. Some more there. We're just gonna fly a little further. So we make sure we get enough distance. Patch over here, we're gonna go for that.
Drive assist off.
There they are. Haven't really seen any bacterial patches yet. Maybe, is that it? I don't know. Let's figure that out later. Start by going in and... Oh, they sing. Oops. Oh, there's a big patch of them over here. Almost cleared that. Come on, turn. Big patch.
Drive assist off.
Should we just listen to them sing? Love this. Huh. Okay, now you need to find the bacterial patches. I was wondering if that is it. I don't think it is. Look for white patches in the ground. Well, maybe we should go over there and look where the ground is a little bit more brown. Yeah. So, straight ahead. Oh, can we clear this patch? Yes is the answer. Oops. Whee!
Chassis integrity compromised.
Oh. Where's the patch again that we're going for? I kind of lost my bearing here. I saw. Oh, it's right there. Would it be faster just to go back to the ship and fly? Yes. Would it be as fun? No. Can't see where I'm landing. Okay. Now we're here. I've never experienced not being able to find bacterial patches, to be honest. Hold on. It's not something like that, is it?
Drive assist off.
No. Where did I put... There we go, got rotational correction off. Nah, I don't see any. I might just, oh. Let's try to do it from the ship.
Ship recalled.
Do a barrel roll. Whee. Oh, I didn't have enough altitude for that. Ah, almost. Go out and walk.
Drive assist off.
Have you sent away the ship? Yeah, that's a bad idea. Wait, what? Okay. If it wasn't because I was so far away from everything and had so much exploration data, I would try to like talk myself in there and then send this ship away, dismiss it. But I have too much exploration data for that I want to die like that. Alright, you know what, we're just gonna miss those bacterial patches. Doesn't matter. We got the other ones. Let's get this thing on board again. Told you only lost exploration data if your ship is destroyed. That might actually be correct, but I still don't want to take any chances. Alright, let's just take a quick trip up into orbit here.
Gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I think you lose data when you die.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, but what we're also gonna do now is I am going to call the stream for today. Then we just actually jump over. Where's the right button? There's the right button. There we go. I think I'm gonna continue down south in a future live stream. We're just gonna go down, 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 see how far down we can go. Get out of the galactic plane so we get a good look at the Milky Way from down there. It could be fun. Then I'm gonna make my way back up until there's enough stars that I can begin flying towards Colonia. And then I will probably, I don't know, arrive in Colonia around Christmas or something like that. With the speed that I'm usually going on this character, it'll be around that time that I make it to Colonia. I'm not in a hurry. I'm out here to enjoy the scenery and smell the roses. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you would consider subscribing to the channel. And you should also go over and check out the merch store, where there's lots of cool stuff, t-shirts and hats, and it's not really beanie season, is it? But there are t-shirts over there. Also water bottles, which might be nice here in the heat. Double insulated water bottles, or double walled is what I'm gonna say. Water bottles, so they can keep your water either cold or your drinks warm if you prefer warm stuff. And that means after I've been streaming for like 3 hours, I still have cold water, which is nice. And if you use the code down the drain, you get 10% off. That code will stay up for a few more minutes. I'll give you like 15-20 minutes to go and check it out before I delete it. So you have a chance to get 10% off your merchandise. Go check it out, and as always, everybody who buys merchandise, they get themselves a little thank you message. So huge thank you also to the guys who bought merchandise during the live stream today. I will be sending you guys a message here either today or tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to the guys who donated today. It was awesome. And until next time, I hope I'll see you guys in space.